What's up? And woo. I'm gonna do it one time for the one more time for the one more time again. Give me that nice intro by our friend and yours, Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Give me that beautiful intro one more time. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, yes, yes. We're here with the Faulkner Claus. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. Hit the like button coming in. Like, share, subscribe, donate it if you feel inclined. Whoa! See, this is gonna be a stream to all those trolls and all them hoes. They just gotta know. Ah, You know what's so funny? People like Gabe A would try to troll me, but it shows you how much of a lack of life he has. So he has to get himself blocked. And I don't give a fuck if he is or isn't. You gotta talk about women. Well, you had to get married because you couldn't get women. You had to go back to your country of origin and go get an arranged marriage because you were that damn ugly. Hmm. Sorry for your damn luck. Damn. Must be hard on a nigga. But anyway, we got Oppo in the building. What's up, Oppo? Who else is in the building? Stillin', wheeling and dealing. Don't y'all go leaving yet. Don't y'all go leaving yet. Don't y'all go leaving yet, baby. I want everybody to really hear this to the sound of my voice. Because, one, let's look at these things and let's look at it as a total whole, okay? Let's look at this, right? We got ABM in the building. I got a few things I need to say off my chest. I might be here for 30 minutes, might be here for 2 hours, who knows? So, for all those people who say, oh, Charles is talking about women, fuck you, pay me not to. That's the first thing I'm asked. One, can you get them? That's what I'm going to ask you. Can you get them? And then once you get them, are them bitches quality? Is there any man of substance who wants to fuck your bitch? Now, being that said, we're not going to listen to trolls because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the 5 minute rule. Trolls can say what the hell they want, but you got to bring your ass up here. Now, with that being said and everything in here, let me know who's in the building with me. Let me know who's in the building with me. What's up, man? What's up, T? What's up, Snowman? What's up, AB? ABM? Here's what I want to see. Since I got some shit off my chest and I'm gonna defecate all over it, this microphone, we're gonna look at something that actually makes sense. The real conversation we need to have about black women. The realest, my dude, the realest. And what's the realest mean? Number one, let's talk about it. What's going on with the shorties and shortiettes when it comes to literally why don't we actually have this conversation? And this is my conversation, what I really have to get off my chest about black women. Why are you so hell bent on losing? It's not the fact that you're born losers, but why are you so hell bent on losing? That is a question I think that everyone and anyone should ask. Why are you so hell bent on losing? Is it because you don't want to compete? Is it because you don't know how to compete? Is it simply because, one, you don't know where you stand in the world? You just don't. And the fucked up part about it is, right? If you're like that chick on the picture of the thumbnail, which a lot of black women have the capability of being or as close to it as possible, you refuse. Why? Why? But then you'll make up some type of bullshit about racism when we should just say, hey, maybe you're just not pretty enough. Maybe you're just not fit enough. Because last time I checked, there's nothing more beautiful than a fit, friendly, fun, and intelligent black woman. But maybe because you don't want to put into work. Because let's get this shit straight up. Oh, colorism. Oh yeah, colorism. Like oh yeah, like like every black man and white man's gonna kick Bria Miles' dark ass out the bedroom. Okay, whatever makes you bitches sleep at night. Okay, okay. But if I do not acknowledge the beauty of a woman of lighter tone who's still within the black community, whether she's naturally light skinned, brown skinned, caramel, or she may even be mixed, and I acknowledge her beauty, why do I get flack for that? Why do I gotta make you feel good when you're a horrible person to begin with? Why shall I do that? Isn't that a you problem? Not a me problem? I'm just saying, my G. Shout out to my shout out to my brother in green, Sand Dog, who said it best. Your disrespect is not an issue I need to fix. Yeah, Naomi Campbell's still fine. Hell, most of the darker skinned chicks keep their beauty much longer. But yet, somehow, someway, I'm a jackass. I'm a person who does not need to even wonder. What's up, LPD Swap 1? Oh, yeah, we got mad problems in this place when it comes. See, body cams, they thought were supposed to send, the police to hem themselves up. But it showed how stupid the community really is. And I love it. Fucking love it. You know what the fucked up thing about it is? Is that when you get to a point in your life where you could be honest with yourself, and a chick will be like, consider. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is the funniest part. I'm one of those dudes who like to give black women coaching when I can. Of course, we know the coaching ain't going to go too far, but we all are dreamers in some ways. If you work out, if you put your put your back into it, if you get a little bit of something in your ingenuity, if you work on being elegant, you might actually get what you want. You might actually, what's the old saying? You attract more bees with honey than vinegar. You would think with the worldwide notoriety or infamy of black women's attitudes, you would think that black women would have all kinds of debutantes, all kinds of etiquette classes going around. But I see a shit ton of sipping paints. I see a ton of stuff that doesn't really help you. I see pictures of food. But if you say anything about fitness, changing your attitude, being nice, stop with the sassy bullshit, because it's really going to get you nowhere. Let's be honest. Let's totally be honest. Do you think the world likes your sassy ass? Do you think the world enjoys an asshole? The least you could do is be like me, be a lovable asshole, but you're not even endearing. And the messed up part about it is, these are all easy fixes. But no, Charles, you gotta understand something. This racism. It's racism that done this to us. No, it's you. It's totally you. And I'm gonna tell you why. You have total control over how you react to things in your environment. You have total control on your disposition. Yes, you may be pissed off, and there are times righteously so, but you don't take it out on people who don't deserve it. If a man says hello, it does not mean, guess what? He's trying to get in your fucking pants. Maybe, just maybe, my parents taught me fucking manners and taught me to actually say, greet a person once you cross them in the street. As a matter of fact, as young boys, you're taught to hold a door open for a lady. So, what retrospect is that lady supposed to do in return? She's supposed to say, "Thank you, young man." But do we hold these same ladies accountable to their manners? Why is it that we can always hold men accountable, but you don't see the same response or accordance when it comes to women? I'll wait. I will most definitely wait. Have you ever noticed that the world used to be so goddamn fearful of you? Now they're putting boot to ass. Whether if you think it's right or wrong, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. You thought the world was gonna fuck around and you thought they were gonna really take your bullshit for too much longer. We warned you. We're your best friends. We're your best friends. We warned you. Stop giving people your ass to kiss and think everything's gonna be good. Because everybody's gonna get sick of your shit and you're gonna be out there alone. And what's gonna happen very quickly is that, hey, everybody in the world's gonna raise their hand and say, we don't want nothing to do with you. That has to hurt. That has to hurt. That has to hurt. If you want the world to love you and respect you, you got to be respectful. I want you to think about this, right? Once upon a time, your big girls, even your less attractive women, hey Sheila, oh Sheila, give me the mm, mm, mm. But yeah, you're right. They burn every bridge they cross. And see, when I'm speaking to the audience, remember this. This is coming from a guy that a lot of women consider, fairly attractive in his own way. Not going to toot my own goddamn horn, toot toot. But let's really get into the meat and potatoes of this shit. If I, who have absolutely no problem online, in person, through the homeboy, alley oop pass, have no problem sealing a deal with women, why am I getting sick of this shit? And I'll tell you why. Because first and foremost, let's give you the story. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, damn sure hit a like on the goddamn thing. Because this is Saturday night. And the cigars and cognac don't pay for itself. Let's literally go into why Uncle Charles is the way he is. All right? What's an increasing what's an increasing issue throughout the black community is the fact of the matter that the black man can't get no bang for his buck. I get a very attractive woman who's a couple of years older than me, a painter. Met her from Facebook dating. No kids, never been married. Red flags, sort of, kind of. I won't say necessarily red flags, but we're catching a few. You're on thin ice with that one. Now, when we have this thin ice, we're having a conversation, and this is the part where black men really get sick of their women. You want to love on them so goddamn much because you're taught to, because they're your women, and all the other good shit. But this is where it gets exhausting. When when we're talking about crime and education, when you talk about crime, I want to ask the chat something. Is talking about criminality, is that something within my wheelhouse of expertise? Would you think that be? Would you think I know the root causes of crime? Would you think I know how to combat crime for the short, mid, and long term? Would you really think that once I tell you my background, you'll be like, this guy might knows what he's talking about? Nope, 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 nope. Not this goddamn bullet. And don't tell me, oh, it's not all of us. Well, see, here's the bullshit about that, right? Y'all let too many motherfuckers represent y'all. Too many motherfuckers represent you. See, at least black men would not allow the YNs and thugs to be our representative, and we speak out against them. I've never heard you speak out against the strippers, the horrible baby mamas, the whore culture, because you really enjoy that shit. You get entertainment out of that shit. You get so much fulfillment out of that shit. But then, and only then, when the shit catches up to you, like it always does, I just sat in a motor pool for like 20 years. Exactly. Exactly. You're going to tell a guy who literally fought the forces of goddamn evil for almost 3 different decades. 3 different decades. I joined the military in 99, went to Iraq from '03 to '05, joined the fucking department. My first department, what? God damn. Joined the Baltimore Police Department in '07, started another goddamn, went to another goddamn 2 departments after that, started my security firm in 2022. For 3 decades, at some point, I fought the forces of evil. And you're going to tell me when I told people, and this is the part where all that artsy fartsy spiritual goddess of the earth bullshit gets kicked the fuck off. This is the reason why I call it Frieza's final form of bullshit. Because number one, let's look at shit very vividly. Why the hell would I try to say that the number one demographic causing crime are from the ages of 14 to 23? If that's the number one demographic of fucking crime, why don't we target those children with trade, prep school, and put them under the umbrella of public safety? You know, traffic enforcement, law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, hell, even crossing guards to a large extent. So you're telling me the military. So you're telling me, right? At some point, when I say that we miseducate our boys and we put too much emphasis on the girls, what's up, appliance? What and how many times? I want everybody in the audience, right? Just to prove that I'm not fucking crazy. I want everybody to prove me right or wrong. How many times did each one of you, because some of you in here are content creators or soon to be, how many times have we looked up the research and seen how miseducated and diseducated the young boys are? How many times did we look it up? Hold on for a minute. I'm back. I want you to think about this, right? When we talk about criminality, and how it's correlated towards education and opportunity, or the lack of thereof. Last time I checked, I've been interviewed by Dr. Neil, Ronald Neal, Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Dr. Anwar Dunbar, BGS, Angry Man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and a few other content creators. During any of those interviews at any time, did it sound like I didn't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Or did I actually confirm certain things that you thought and actually gave substantial reasoning behind it? I even went in depth to tell you why. How many people got their hand in the goddamn cookie jar when it comes to your sons and the school to prison pipeline because of the privatization of what? Prisons. If I make a privatization of prisons, I'm gonna need somebody to fill those motherfuckers up. So, when you give all of your resources in the black community since goddamn Reconstruction, where black boys and their fathers, a lot of those black boys dropped out of the sixth, seventh, and eighth grade to get jobs to put their sisters in school. Because where did black women usually work? In the houses of Mr. and Mrs. Cartwright. And if Mrs. Cartwright ain't there, Mr. Cartwright's gonna get a little frisky, and the next thing you know, it's either you gonna give it to me or I'm gonna take it, and nobody's gonna believe you that I took it. And then you end up with a little redhead stepchild, and the man knows the kid ain't his. So to avoid all that, black boys been the sacrificial lambs of the black community since God spoke to Moses. But this is the one thing I'll ask anybody. Prove me wrong. But talking to a black female, typical black female, you're not going to be proven wrong. What's even more frustrating is that you're going to sit there and tell me you're the youngest of your siblings. Youngest of your siblings. And you're going to tell me you weren't favored over your brothers. Well, my mom did coddle my brothers. So you weren't protected. Well, stop the bullshit sometimes. You know, it becomes disturbing when there are black women who knows how privileged they are and try to say, well, it wasn't like that for me. How many valedictorians come out of a predominantly black school are boys? Who gets to check who? Well, that's not how it really goes. And you're full of shit about that. You're full of shit. This is how you know you're full of shit. Because you can obviously see the money not going into the boys. You have thousands upon thousands of scholarships for young girls. I'm not even mad about it. But the least you can do is give it to the boys. And the first thing I said when we need to focus on single gender schools for young black boys, the first thing she hollered out, guess what it was, folks? Guess what it was? Guess what it was? What about the girls? What about the girls? That's sexist. You said a little sexist. How can I sound sexist if there's a systemic problem that's overwhelmingly in one ball, in one court? If I have an issue with my rear tire on the passenger side, what the fuck am I doing looking at the front driver's side tire? It's always what about the girls? But nobody says what about the boys when the girls are getting money, clothing, scholarships, opportunities, and in high level employment? Nobody ever mentions that shit. What about the boys? Nobody says shit. I want you to think about that. Remember a few years back when I did a story about Goldman Sachs is giving $10 billion to black women? Nobody gave a flying fuck, did they? Nobody wanted to say shit, did they? Nobody said, what about the boys? I want you to think about it. Anybody hear about the boys when Goldman Sachs was giving out money? It was like, yeah, girl. We're gonna flaunt this in their money in their face again. Fuck them hoes. Fuck them niggas. I want you to really think about it. She didn't have a problem with the girls getting scholarships. She got a problem with what I said. And this is nothing new. This is nothing new. She thought I was being some sexist. Oh my God, you just want to be in control of the women, all kinds of bullshit. Well, somebody has to because you're not in control of yourselves. This is the realest conversation I'm gonna have. You like losing, and it's no one else's fault but yours. I can't help you win if you want to stay within dwelling in obsolescence. I want you to think about that. Motherfuckers, literally, literally, have to basically say, hey, hmm, these black boys here, their reading levels, graduation rates, not looking that great. But because of what I said, I'm the enemy. No, it's because you refuse to see shit and say, look, we kind of did our boys and our men dirty. Nobody wants to admit that shit. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit the criminality that's been done to black boys. They don't even want to see us win. They don't even want to see us existing. Let's let's just get some certain shit out the way. There's a good number of black women who wish we were not alive. There were some who wish we were not alive. That has to be an ugly reality to so many black boys. Like ABM said last show, the first person to tell you you ain't shit in life was your mama. The first person to tell you you ain't shit in your life was your mama. And you wonder why so many other races of people see our men as broken. We're just broken ass individuals. Shit ain't fun. Shit ain't funny. Shit ain't sweet. I want you to really think about this shit. I want you to really think about this shit. You're right. You're right, Bay. Accountability is racist. You know, like I know, most of your boys are raised in a goddamn hellhole where you're mentally trying to keep it together because she's unstable. And let's say you did grow up in a nice atmosphere house. That doesn't mean that everybody else, that does not negate the majority of children out there. That does not negate the majority of children out there in the world. That's the hurtful part. The hurtful part is you're negated. You're brought up to be defeated. You're not brought up to be welcomed. You're not brought up to be someone of substance. I want you to think about that. You are disgusting. In the eyes of your goddamn peers, you are disgusting. I really want you to think about it. You're disgusting to a lot of people. You're disgusting. You're not worth anything. These are the chicks that will literally come out of their brain cells and say, hey, I ain't doing shit for you. These are educated women. You sound so sexist like you hate women. I don't hate women. What you're not going to do is keep me and try to derail me from actually talking about the shit that you don't even check your own fucking gender. You're disgusting. You're logically disgusting. Let's talk about another aspect, right? The victimization. You cannot be held accountable or responsible for any goddamn man you pick. Why? Why? You fucked them. You fucked them. You fucked them. But the first thing you'll tell us, if we get a baby mama who's dragging us through the mud, you should have picked better. But yet, how many of you? About 70% of you? If you have two or more kids, you got about two or more men. And a lot of you never married either one. Think about it. I had to say this to some of my ex girlfriends, and I'll still say it to this day proudly. I will never pay for what a lesser man got for free. These lesser men got children out of you. Oh, we're going to get to the children part in a minute, you know? And I'm going to say this because I'm giving some intellectual properties to my shit. And hopefully people can respect my craft when I do this. I don't ask for much. But guess what? If we got 20, 25 people, everybody donate $1, everybody donate $5. Hey, we met our goal. But if I'm giving you some heartfelt shit, and I know that everybody doesn't have it when everybody got it, I know this. Just like you would respect BGS's channel, please respect mine just like I respect everybody else's. And trust me, I've donated plenty of money to many of channels. Ask them. I'm going to say this. Notice when I ask that, my numbers go down. But I'm going to say this. You can't be accountable for your own decisions. Who you lay down with, my body, my choice, but not when I fuck up. Don't forget to give a like. God damn. You can't be held responsible for your own goddamn choices. It's one thing if me and another dude, a couple of dudes rob a bank, at least we're going to jail. But you motherfuckers, who you pick for husbands and baby daddies, a lot of you motherfuckers will fuck up the next 3 generations very easily. Very easily. And I wish I could lie about that. I really wish I could lie about that. I've seen the destruction. I've seen the decay. I've seen it firsthand. Firsthand. I just want to tell you how many times that you see a young black girl or boy who's gifted, and the first person to tear her down is Mommy Dearest. It's Mommy Dearest. I want you to realize that there's a lot of talented young black boys and girls out there who can be your engineers, your doctors, your lawyers, your high ranking officials, your politicians. But they get crushed under the soul of someone that does not believe within them. Hmm. Such a goddamn shame. Such a shame. And the sad part is, we're supposed to love you. We're supposed to adore you. And what do we get for our admiration? Nothing. Nothing. But a bunch of complaints. Even the bum on the street who's homeless, miseducated, undereducated, is still going to be held under a middle class, upper middle class white man standard. I think that's fucking amazing. When you know the system is against us, but you still act like it's our fault. How many drug dealers started selling drugs because of their mothers and grandmothers? We won't talk about that. You're not encouraged to be great. You're encouraged to be a criminal. You're encouraged to be the downtrodden. You're encouraged to do what? To fail. To fail. Don't worry, baby. You ain't got to try too hard. Mama got you. But then you complain about house husbands. You complain about the house husbands. But yet, you don't want to put a father in his life. Hmm. I'm just wondering. At some point, if you don't like your reputation, at some point you want to fix it, right? That's what I would think. And that's the amazing part of this conversation. You don't want to. You really don't want to. You really don't want to change. You enjoy being the ratchet of the world. You enjoy having something to complain about. You really, it saddens me. It really does. It disappoints the fuck out of me. See, black men are not angry at you. They don't hate you. They're disappointed. You can't get love from the same women that birthed you. You can't get love the same people who came out the canal with you. You can't even get love with your own community. But then you hate me when I go outside my fucking confines and find respect there. I'll be goddamn. Mm, 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 mm. Uh, do y'all feel me on that one? But yet you say nothing to Serena Williams. You said nothing to Diana Ross, Maya Angelou, people who consistently married out their race. Not a goddamn blessed thing was said. Instead of saying, why does he marry a white woman or a woman outside of his race? Ask this one question. Why did they fumble the bag with that young man when they had first dibs on him? Are we treating our men the way they're supposed to be to keep them? And if the answer is no, I don't want to hear shit about it anymore. Be accountable. Just say we don't treat our men well, and any other woman can take them for the good good. They can take them for the good. I mean, I want you to think about that. When you call, I mean, Michael B. Jordan, that most of the women in the community sweat over. Most women in the world sweat over. Handsome brother. You got a ill-gotten bitch who can't even say I'm sorry when he said, "Oh, I'm the goofy guy, the goofy kid, right? The corny kid." Couldn't even say I'm sorry. We were kids and I was stupid. You couldn't even say you had to lie and say that wasn't me, and then you get mad with the world when they call you what you are. Is a bully. You get mad because the world calls you a bully. I want you to think about this. You can probably hear the pain in my voice when I talk about this subject. How do I love something that never loves me back? That is the internal question of every adolescent black boy to the elderly man. How do I love something that does not fucking love me back? It burns my internal soul. I get more adoration and love and kindness from my goddamn cat than I do from most black women. At least my cat will check up on me in the best way he knows how. At least my cat will warmly greet me when I walk into the house. When I'm sick, he'll sit at the foot of at the foot of my bed just to make sure. Okay, you feel a little bit better. Like right now, just walked in my room just to check on me. I want you to think about that. This is the average struggle for the average black boy. If you can't reason with them, you gotta beat the fuck out of them. If you can't reason with them, you gotta beat the fuck out of them. You can't tell why your son is doing things in class. Maybe he's bored. Maybe he's a genius. Maybe he learns a different way. But the first thing you do is beat the fuck out of him. You castigate him. You crucify him in front of a bunch of fucking usually majority white women. You emasculate him. You don't give him. You don't give the boy to his father, or give him, or make sure that he has male teachers that can understand what he's going through when his little testicles are starting to develop, and he's going through. Females always think you're the only motherfuckers in the world that go through hormonal changes. Do you know what testosterone does to men when he gets that aggression, that sometimes rage? We don't even take that shit in consideration, man. We don't. We really don't. We don't even take the time to cultivate this young boy into being studious. And I'm not talking about the men you screw, I'm talking about the men that you birth. It is so painful to see this shit. And you're right. Black men have failed to see the plantation politics in modern day. But when I speak about this subject to modern black people, I'm sexist, I'm racist. And this the sad part is some of these motherfuckers work in the school system. Good goddamn, man. Good goddamn. So these same motherfuckers who see the world the same fucking way, and some of them are black men too, who had to go through similar, if not the same struggles. Even I had to ask my own mother one time, do you think a father is important in a black child's life? Of course, definitely. Then at one time, why did you try to keep me away from mine? And the crowd goes silent. No one cares if you got to fight 1,000 bullies in the black community. Somehow you gotta become One Punch Man, Superman, Bruce Lee, John fucking Bones Jones, all overnight. They won't put you through martial arts or wrestling or boxing because they're scared you're going to utilize those skills against them. Why? Why try? Why care? Why even care? Why even care? Why even care, my dudes? Instead of saying, "Why do y'all hate black women?" I mean, let's be logical for 1 minute. Give us a reason to like you. If I had to ask one reason why we should like you, I'm waiting. And I'm not saying that we should hate you. I'm just saying, give me a reason why we should like you. We're just going to utilize logic. We're not going to go and bullshit each other. We're going to be like, yo, what's the fucking point? We're just going to ask this one point. What's the fucking point? Give us a reason to like you. And of course, we're not talking about all black women. We're talking about the majority. What's up, Corey? What's up, Loss? I just want to know. Lionel said, "Me, man, I can't self improve for women. They have to improve for themselves, so they know not to be manipulated by baseline lies. What a real man is out of a woman's mouth and her sent millions. Exactly. I get so tired of this shit. You never talk about the weight. You never talk about the attitude. You never talk about the mentality. You never talk about the lack of fucking reason. I mean, give us something. Give us something. Black men are not that hard of men to please. That's the funniest part. If you can't please the garbage men of the dating world, that says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. Don't forget to hit the Cash App, the PayPal. Remember, gotta support the Cigar and Cognac Fund, ladies and gentlemen. The Cigar and Cognac Fund. I don't need nothing to eat because I'm gonna talk to Doctor Thunder and borrow a sandwich from him. Get a couple of sandwich from the big guy. and it's fundamentally. You're right. They're not. They can't. They won't. I want you to think about that shit, right? Hold and below. Hold and below. We can't even get a vote and respect our vote on who we want to vote for. Think about it. Shout out to Media Man. Media Man. Think about it. When a black woman leaves a relationship with a black guy, it's he wasn't about shit. He was leaving again. But when a black woman leaves a relationship with a white guy, at least he treat me nice. Same result. No marriage. Got fucked on a couple of times. Probably went through an argument or two, just like a black guy. Black guy's probably more catering. And see, here's the crazy part. This is the fundamental part I think gets talked about the least. You motherfuckers are catering to other races of men. Now, have I had women who were black and catered to me? Sure. Sure. But when you look at the natural disposition, y'all bend over backwards for white boy. And do y'all even hear what some of the white boys say about you? Oh, black girls get the best head. But you're insulted by Becky and you call her a slut. But yet you're using Becky tactics your goddamn self. That's the funniest part. Here's the link if anybody wants to say a few words. But yet, overwhelmingly, there's more and more people who secretly agree with me offline in my personal life who've been through this with ex girlfriends, some of their wives, some of their sisters, some of their mothers. I'm just, it's amazing. Who's coming up? Anybody want to come up? Shit, I'm gonna keep speaking my shit. I'm gonna really tell you. It's wait till you have young men who are teenagers in their 20s come up to you and ask you questions. Wait till you have young men who come up to you and talk about the frustrations of their girlfriend cheating. And they did all this fantastical shit for their girlfriend. And I told them, The problem was you put too much faith in a faithless motherfucker. You put too much faith in a godless motherfucker. You can't do but so much. You can't fix them. You can't bargain with them. But you know what's funny? Have you noticed why so many black women love that movie Wicked? Because they see themselves in that goddamn character. Why do you think I said godless? You can't have faith in the godless. You can't have faith in the godless. There's a go look at the connection of how many black ask all the black women you know. All the black women you know, if they love the movie Wicked. And I guarantee you it's gonna be a high 90 to damn near 100% they love it. They fucking love it. They fucking love it. They'll love Wicked, but they'll complain about you watching DC and Marvel movies. Hmm. They don't believe in the same God you do. They lost their faith. They lost their will. They believe in that magical power bullshit. That's why you have to, what is it? Um, Manifest every goddamn thing. That's why they're into that manifestation shit. Let's manifest a real man instead of saying, "Hey, I need to improve myself. I need to become a better person. I need to get rid of all what's my hangups, or at least work on them." Let me get out of here, folks. I'm gonna hit y'all up later. Catch you on the Coliseum. Peace.